Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to the road trip. Little bit different surroundings because I'm going to be on the match view, but you get the gist of this by now. I ain't got to teach you. You know what I'm saying? It is match day. Man United travelling to Villa Park to take on Aston Villa in a very, very difficult game. You know what I mean? But for me, Kobbie Mainoo has to start this game. He does. He has to start this game. Big up to Ruben Amorim for actually the way he spoke about Kobbie in the second part of the presser, the embargoed part. Perfect quotes, perfectly handled, exactly what we needed him to do. Pour cold water over the situation. Essentially reiterates, I had a situation with my brother when I was at sport and he did something, said something on the internet. I had to kind of be accountable, but listen, Kobbie can't be. It's his brother. He's got his own mind. He's got his own feelings. I'm not going to reprimand Kobbie for that. He said Kobbie's quite a shy kid as well. This, that, and the other. That shows a little bit of man management to pour some cold water over it. He's not getting dragged in to a back and forth. He's not losing his head. He's not giving it any more airtime than the stupid publicity stunt deserved. And he's focusing on, like he said, Kobbie has to do his job and fight for his job, fight for his place. And more importantly, he played well against Bournemouth. And maybe he's at the time of saying, he says maybe tomorrow he's the guy to start against Villa. So I really do hope he gets a start. I think he will. But it did get me thinking because actually this is the sort of game that really, maybe if everyone was fit, Ruben wouldn't want Kobbie to start this game. Because well, look, if Casemiro was fit, he wouldn't be playing. Let's be honest, he probably wouldn't be playing. And also, if we didn't have to change the system, he might not be playing now. He also spoke about, we're happy to play in a back four if we have to. If the game needs that, we'll do it. And that's what's interesting about this game today. If he plays the 4-4-2, 4-3-3, whatever, he's going to have to make some more changes to even what we did the other day because against Villa, I don't think you should be leaving Lenny Yoro at right back. He struggled a little bit. You know, obviously Aiden Heaven's young. What happens there? He's having some good games and some good moments and bad moments, as you'd expect. So it'd be a tough arts, but listen, that's what he's there for. Got trust in the kid. I get that. But I'd probably put Dallo right back, which means you probably have to start Dorgu at left back. Can't see him putting Shaw left back, but maybe he could. Maybe Martinez could get his first start of the season. See how it goes. I don't know. In midfield, ideally, with how good Villa's midfield is, with whatever combination they want to do today of Kamara, who's top, physical, can get about, Onana, physical, can get about, McGinn, physical, can get about, even though he plays on the wing a lot, Tillemans, obviously good quality there. You know, between those players, Rodgers and the 10, obviously, between all those types of guys, it's very physical. It's very physical in the middle of the park. And as much as actually we want Kobbie to play, is pairing him with Bruno in a two-man midfield the right thing to do? If you want to play them two together, you're going to need a Mason Mount in a central area to help drop in a little bit and give some physicality. Or does Ruben do something unthinkable? Does he not start Kobbie Mainoo and bring Ugarte in from the start? Because he's already told us that obviously Kobbie's competing with Bruno, and does maybe Bruno go one forward and then it's Kobbie and Ugarte? Or I don't know. That's why this is actually very intriguing to see how this is going to run. I don't know. I don't know who. We don't know really what the starting lineup's going to be. See, Sesko could be in from the start. Cunha, this is a massive responsibility. The guys have gone AFCON, man. This is our first game. This is our first game without the guys from AFCON. And he spoke and he said, look, we've lost the dynamic that those guys bring. Plus Casemiro's out. So we've got to have change. We saw a hint of that at home in the last game against Bournemouth, which I liked. I liked that, going for it. And listen, whilst I say, you know, pray for us and that as well. You know, Villa are on a great run. They give you chances. They're not unplayable. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not unplayable. You know, they're not blitzing teams 3-4-0 battering teams. You know, the last game out against West Ham, they had to fight. It's the magic in the boots of Rodgers that's getting them through. The magic in the boots of Kamara against the stubborn Wolves, like 1-0. They're not blowing teams away, and they will give you chances. So on that side of things, we should go there trying to be confident. We should go there trying to not just be sitting ducks. But at the same time, I understand that today we could get touched. I do. What's the saying? Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. It is one of them games. It is. And I'm trying to channel that into helping me cope better on the match view. He says, you lot are looking at me like I'm a madman saying, look at this guy lying through his teeth. He's just going to be as emotional wreck as he always is. Probably. But I can understand that in this game, we could get moved to. We could. It's just so important, that some individuals really, really step up. And like the manager's been talking about, proving the manager wrong. I really do hope Kobe MAINOO gets a start. But does he go over 3? Because you know what? It would be very, very weird if he actually did just play 4-4-2 and then Kobe and Bruno together. Surely Amorim won't do that. Surely, because that's not how he sees this team. Now, he speaks about what Kobe could be like in the 3. I agree with him. I've always thought it'd be better in the 3. He talks about, Kobe competing with Bruno for a space with the 2. But if we don't play the 2 today and we don't play the back 5 and we go 4-3-3, there's an extra space in midfield, which would kind of make sense then to maybe bring, Mason Mount into the 10 and then have Bruno and Kobe. But again, it's still not defence-minded enough, is it? It's not. But they're going to have to do a job. You've got to adapt. This is where we see the adaptability. This is where we see the coaching. This is where we see Ruben Amorim's imprint. What's he been working on for the last week? The players aren't going to be foreign to this. He's not just going to have just come up with this idea to just do this now, as we saw from what Laurie Whitwell was saying going into the Wolves game. Not the Wolves game, sorry. The Bournemouth game. All of those reports were true. We saw the difference. People tried to argue that there's no difference. There's still no. You look at the game. There's loads of stats to back it up for the stat guys where you can see it. Average positions. There's a 4-4-2. I knew it was when I saw it. So, or 4-2-4, whatever you want to say. So, look, I'll take a draw right now. I'm going to predict a draw. I'm going to stick with a draw. But if we've got 1 loss in 10. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it at all. And we are inconsistent. We ain't going to keep a clean sheet, that's for sure. So, listen, go there and give a good account of yourselves. Kobe MAINOO hopefully gets his start. And if he can have a top game, if he can have a really good game, this could be a little turning point. Like he says, and then he plays well, and then the manager goes, and it shuts me up, and that's good. And then I can keep him in the team. Do you know what I mean? This ain't personal. So, Kobe, this is a big chance, providing he gets the opportunity. But also, we have to have expectation that he's been out of the team a long time as well. And, this is a difficult game for the team, not just Kobe MAINOO. So, yeah, let me know what you guys are saying, guys. I'll be on the match for you. I'm already I'm calm. I'm going to take this into it going, you know what? Because anything can happen in this game. We could get severely destroyed. Or we could get a draw, frustrate them, and continue to be their bogey team. But with the omissions that we've got, the 3 players that are out, 4 including Casemiro, it's a big ask, at the least. But let's see what Ruben's got up his sleeve. It's very difficult to predict, especially 1 with Villa with a good form, 2 with us being up and down, but 3, we ain't seen the starting lineups. I need to see that starting lineup. So, yeah, I'll see you guys on the match. I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.